guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to seeing me on the water. It's been a while, I know. I think today, guys, after a full season of using the Hobie, today is a day where I could tell you guys I'm going to do my review of my Hobie Pro Angler 360, the things I like and I don't like about it, and at the end my conclusion is it worth buying a Hobie Pro Angler 360? So I'm going to be doing a little bit of fishing while I talk to you guys about my review on the kayak, and hopefully along the way I can catch a couple fish. First of all, I think it's a good timing for me to do a review because I started fishing off my kayak in early April. Mid-April is when I started going hardcore. I got laid off from work, so at the time I was fishing 5 days a week, and every outing was 10 to 12 hours. So let's say on an average day I put 10 hours on the kayak. So from April until August 10th, when I went back to work, I put a good, like, over, I want to say 300 hours on the kayak. So to start, I will tell you guys the things I like about the kayak. So number one has to be stability. And then whenever you see a review video of any kayak, everybody's always going to say it's super stable. Well, in my case, guys, because I am a bigger guy, I'm a heavier guy, stability is probably even more important because I need to feel comfortable. I feel way more comfortable in this kayak than I did in my old one. Number two would be space. It's obviously a big kayak. If I'm not mistaken, it's 36 inches wide. And with the size is number three, storage. I got huge storage. The front hatch, I keep my jacket in there, rain pants, TP because you never know. I keep my accessories like my bottle holder, my cup holder, and my rod stagers stay in the front hatch. Spare battery packs for my camera stay in the front hatch. And then in the middle hatch, right below my legs right now, I keep two Bass Mafia bags. One full with soft plastics and the other one full with terminal tackle. Adding to the storage, I got two rod stagers in the side of the kayak that each of them I could put two rods in each stager. I don't really use the one on the right side because I keep my parking pole there, and then on the left side is where I'll have 2 or 4 rods depending on how many rods I bring out. Like, I know I bring out too much gear all the time. And when I talk about storage, it also comes with a built-in battery, like a battery box. I'll show you guys a clip of it, but underneath my front hatch there's a little box where you clip on your battery, and that's where the battery for the transducer goes. Now, also the wiring for your fish finder is really clean because it comes with these waterproof plugs. The waters run inside the hull. So I think my buddy Matt's on a fish right now. I'm gonna go interrupt him. My buddy here, Matt Sigmata, showing us how it's done. We're all struggling with the fishing. Fishing the 905 on Instagram, go check him out. He's got himself a beauty smallie. He's gonna park up beside you, okay, bro? Yeah, buddy. Yeah, nicely done. I was just making a review on my kayak right now. Things I like and don't like. I was telling him how all my buddies have pedal drives.
You know what? I'm on the verge of doing some Hobie swap myself. We'll see. Maybe Nelly will give me a little test drive on his.
Yeah, we'll give him a test drive today. How big is she?
16 or 17.
Nice, nice. Congrats, buddy. And keep on fishing. The fourth thing I'm going to talk about is comfort. The Vantage seat is super comfortable. I can be on this thing for a good 12 hours. I don't feel back pain. I don't feel, my butt doesn't hurt, which compared to my old town was really comfortable, but after like 5 hours I did have a little bit of lower back pain. My next point would be pedal drive. I love the fact that I have a pedal drive. This is my first pedal drive kayak. I So like I'm not gonna talk anything against them. I think they're great kayaks. As a matter of fact, all my friends that are here today with me all have those style of kayaks. So we got 3 guys with wilderness radars with the Helix drive. We got 1 guy with the Old Town Predator PDL, and we got another friend that has a Hobie Outback. And so this being my first pedal drive kayak, the advantage of having a pedal drive is it's huge. It's a game changer. As a matter of fact, if you guys see right now, it is pretty windy. There are wind gusts of 40 kilometers right now, and it's not fun. And if you're paddling, it gets really annoying, you know, putting your rod down, repositioning, or if not, you kind of hold the rod with one hand and then you reposition with the paddle. I don't have to do that. I just keep them fluttering my pedals, and I stay relatively in the same position. That being said, with the 360, it's awesome how you can maneuver out of tight spots. Especially when you're bass fishing, you're in between like weeds and lily pads, you're just maneuvering all between them. The 360 drive is awesome. And that being said, also the Mirage drive goes through weeds really good, and it goes through shallow water pretty good. Now, I think the shallowest I've been would be about a good 8 inches. You kind of just like flutter the pedals. You don't do a full stroke of the pedals. And then you go through the weeds pretty good. You don't get caught up in the weeds unless they're really super thick. Like you have to pull up the paddle. Right? There's no going around it. So pedal drive, maneuverability, amazing. One advantage that I believe that Hobie has over any other kayak company is that it's a one-stop shop. You buy your kayak, you want to buy an accessory, they have the attachment for it. You know, I could buy a sail and put a sail here and sail with the wind. They got mounts on the A-trail. They come with tracks to put any accessories on. You want to buy a cart, you buy a Hobie cart. You want to buy a crate, you buy a Hobie crate. Accessories for your kayaks are limitless. Like there's a catalog full of them. So it's a one-stop shop if you want to buy anything for your kayak. So that pretty much covers everything I like about the kayak. Now let's go talk about the negatives. Or maybe not so negative. Okay, so I don't want to call it negative. Let's go. I'm going to tell you guys one thing I don't like about the kayak. And it's probably the only thing that really bothers me. It comes with 2 flush mount rod stagers on each side, and they are too shallow. What I mean they're too shallow is that I'll put it in, and my rod probably only goes like this deep. And the issue is that I've had a fishing rod fall from that, fall into the water, and luckily I heard the splash, turned around, grabbed the fishing rod out of the water, and it was okay. But I do feel that the stagers are too shallow. That's one negative I will give it. The other bad experience I've had with the kayak is that I'm pretty sure you guys have heard that saying, don't be the first one to own it in your block or something like that. So it's a brand new model. My Mirage drive actually broke on it. So maybe a negative would be durability. The bearings, one of the main bearings on the Mirage drive kind of wore out or broke, so I had to get a new Mirage drive. Now it's not a big deal because the Hobie warranty is really good, so as soon as I put in my warranty claim, got approved right away. Within a week I had my new drive. Okay, so the next con I would say is weight, and I'm not going to leave that in between pro and con because weight is weight. It's whatever. You buy a fishing kayak, they are all heavy. You are talking about between 80 pounds up to 150 pounds or whatever. The Pro Angler 12 weighs, rigged with seat and drive, I believe around 123, I believe. When you look at stuff like the Old Town Predator PDL or Jackson Big Rig or even the Cruise at the Native Titan, like there's a lot of heavy kayaks out there, so it's not like well, before I bought this kayak, people were telling me, "Oh my God, it's such a huge kayak. It's so heavy." There's a lot of heavy kayaks out there, and you can manage. Roof-topping is not impossible. That is another thing people were telling me. Oh, you're gonna have to buy a truck. You're gonna have to buy a trailer. No, you can rooftop this kayak, no problem. There's plenty of videos out there that show you it is possible to rooftop a Hobie. I should probably even make a video how I rooftop my Hobie. Now, if it was a 14, it probably is a little harder. But I do know people that rooftop their PA14s and they put it in the top of their truck, so they're lifting it a lot higher than what I am. But when you get a heavy kayak, there's a few things you gotta consider. One is transporting it on your car. If you have a trailer or a truck, you know, it gets a lot easier. Two is transporting it from the launch to the lake. You know, not every boat launch, not every lake has a boat launch where you can back up into it, unload your kayak, and off you go. Some lakes you kind of go through the bushes, especially if you're kayak fishing. You like to go to these back lakes that don't have boat launches, right? So how are you gonna get your kayak there? You're gonna use a cart. Is the cart gonna hold up to the terrain you're using? Is the cart gonna hold up to the mud or the sand? So that being said, you gotta make sure you buy a good cart. My next point is price. It is no secret that Hobies are expensive. Everybody knows it. Everybody criticizes it. But it is an expensive kayak. After tax, you are looking at around $6,000. That's Canadian dollars, so Americans, I don't know, around 5,000 maybe. But it is a pricey kayak, and therefore I'm gonna say it's not for everybody. Like, some of you guys are gonna look at this video right now and say, "What the hell? Like, so much money? You might as well buy a boat." And yes, I understand. You can buy a boat with that money. You can buy a used bass boat. You can buy a 14-foot aluminum and modify it yourself. But that's not what I want. One day I do plan to buy a boat, but the day I buy a boat, it's gonna be a boat how I want it, not a fixer-upper. If you're gonna spend this amount of money on a kayak to buy a Hobie, even one with the 180 drive, it's because you're passionate about kayak fishing. Somebody that just got into kayak fishing, I would say, don't buy a Pro Angler, because you might not like kayak fishing. I know people that got into kayak fishing and hate it. Hate the fact that they gotta load and unload, put all your gear on, and then, you know, you gotta paddle or pedal, and their arms get tired, and they say, yeah, it's too much work to go fishing. I know people who said that. So yeah, if you're gonna buy a Pro Angler, I really believe that you gotta be somebody that enjoys kayak fishing. It's gotta be a passion for you. One thing I will tell you guys is that the boat doesn't really go sideways. The commercial makes it seem like the 360 drive makes you paddle sideways. It doesn't really go sideways. And I've been looking at videos online of people show it going sideways. I only found one, and in his video it does seem like he's going sideways pretty good. I haven't been able to make it go completely sideways. If I turn the drive this way, the front end wants to turn on you because the drive is closer to the front than the middle, so it doesn't completely swim sideways. If anybody watching this knows a setting on how to set the rudder and drive to make it go sideways, let me know in the comments. I know the camera can't really show it, but I put my drive facing to the right, pedal just turns in a circle, which is fine. I'm okay with that because maneuvering is good, but it doesn't really paddle sideways. Hopefully the lens is clean. But all in all, my final, to end this review, guys, my conclusion. Do I regret buying my Hobie? And the answer is no, absolutely not. I do not regret it one single bit. I think it's the best purchase I've ever made for my fishing career. I enjoy it. I love it. It's my baby. It's my big old blue. You know, I love this kayak. Would I buy it again? Yes, definitely yes. And I find it really hard for me to hear leave Hobie and go with another brand, just because I like it so much. So, I think that's everything I had for the review. I hope you guys have enjoyed my videos throughout this year. This is probably one of the last outings of the year. There's maybe 2 more after this. Unfortunately, we didn't catch fish today, but I wanted to take today the time to do the review on the kayak after using it for the whole season and using it for a lot of hours. So I hope this video helps you if you are considering to buy a Hobie. It doesn't matter if you're looking into buying a Outback Pro Angler 12 with a 180 drive, a Pro Angler 12 or 14 with a 360 drive. I hope this video helps you. It is a great company, and if you do buy one, you won't regret it. And if any of you do buy one, check me out on Instagram. Send me a picture. Send me a message. I want to see what you got. Alright guys, thank you very much for joining me on the channel. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you to all the new subscribers, and if you like what you see, consider subscribing. Cheers guys.